Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to another recording / live stream of Hearthstone. So, right off the bat, I want to make some apologies to some of my fans. We've been having issues with the chat simply not giving us what we want. Let me rephrase that. The chat's simply not been showing me some comments. And twice now in the past 2 weeks, particularly Loki's comments, because Loki comments a lot, have not gotten on the stream. Loki's not on right now, but he probably will be on at some time today, and if he is, I'm going to give him special priority to play with him. So I am aware of that. I've got 3 different chat options up, so I'm going to try my very best to see the chat. I've got it on my computer so I can see it, because that's usually where I see it right after I end the stream, as I look at the chat on my personal computer. I've got it loaded in Chrome on my phone, and I've got it through the YouTube app, which was the one that wasn't really showing me the chat. I don't know what the deal is and why this is happening, and I've never really seen anybody else deal with this, but that's how it is. I'm going to try my best to figure it out. Now, I need to actually watch and learn somebody to play, because I just turned this quest into a watch and learn, and I need to win 3 mage games, and I need to play 10 secrets, and then we'll be done for today. We need to do Tavern Brawl too, so let's go ahead and start with this. Not a really ton of news today, and things seem like they're going to probably change a little bit. Let's see, Kalthazud and Rafema competing to see who is the superior end boss, take a side, and battle for evil supremacy. So you don't get to pick the character, you're just randomly handed one of these 2 bosses from the solo adventure missions. This is really the only time you ever get to play as any of those boss characters that they created for the solo adventures, which really goes to show they wasted their time making this whole adventure, since they don't want to even keep them anymore. So this one looks like Death Rattle things. Death Rattle and Secret. So continue to turn, deal 4 damage to a random enemy. We'll get rid of that one. Some great news in particular is that Hearthstone is going to add an update to allow all quests to be done in friendly play, and they're going to have a copy, paste, import, export for decks. This means when I do deck rebuilds next expansion, I will be able to just put what I built directly into the description of the video. Was this? Add a random next Ramus minion to your hand. Interesting. So when I do deck rebuilds or make changes to deck rebuilds, or if somebody just wants to tell me a deck now, they can simply put it in the comments of videos. I would say there's a slight issue I'd like to see improve as my channel grows, of having permanent comments spike as much as live stream comments, because the live stream comments don't save, and it seems really odd that that's the way YouTube works, but it is, and what can I do about it? I can't change YouTube as much as I would like. So yeah, I would like to see more people watching my recorded shows, videos in general, that aren't Hearthstone, and I would like to see people who do get on to a recorded Hearthstone video do more of a focus on putting comments. And I feel like if people just say, look, you could build this deck, I've seen your cards, you could build this deck, or can you build this deck? More often than not, it will be build this deck, try this out, and then they can just copy and paste it directly in the comments. That would be very nice. and then I can, with the potential saved time of playing with friends online, the there's a very good, let's say, to start your turn, freeze random enemy, then of your turn summon a 3/1 Nebulon. Have to do this.
Job's done.
Death Rattle. Undertake. He's gonna be very nice. I was hoping it would hit this one. Yeah, if Hearthstone stopped being laborious, that would be great. I can't really blame it too much, though, for my current problem of just being tired. I think I'm still recovering from a cold. I think that often happens when you're older. Is you feel the main symptoms for a few days, but then the just in general tiredness is a lot longer.
Job's
And
done.
come on, hit this guy. Man, keep missing. So I played Disney's for my kids' time slot. I played Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End for a little bit, and then got about a fourth of the way through the game, and it was just unplayable, and I couldn't recommend anybody owning that game or playing it. It is this terrible game. And so then I started trying to play Secret of the Monkey Island Special Edition, which is a decent counter to that game, considering it's a Pirates game. And there's even, I saw some thought that it actually was, the Pirates of the Caribbean movie was actually supposed to be originally a script for a Secret of Monkey Island movie, and the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie looks exactly like the first, is very, very similar to the Secret of Monkey Island first game. So I would be willing to believe that. And it just, the special edition of Secret of Monkey Island holds up so much better. Unfortunately, because of some weird way that OBS works, Open Broadcasting Software, the software I used to record all the games I play, it was messing with the controller input of this one game. So you'd move a little bit to the left and then you'd just jump back to the right. Or you'd move a little bit to the right and you'd jump back to the left. And I was like, wow, I've never seen this before. After playing 60 games, I've never seen anything close to this. Let's see.
Minions, servants, soldiers
Counter
of the
spell,
cold
no.
dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Here, let's do this. And this is a 7.
Oh, goody.
Looks like I'm gonna lose here. So yeah, I started playing Secret of the Monkey Island, and I only have gotten maybe an hour into it, but it's a 4-hour game, if that much. So I'm gonna need to probably play the Secret of Monkey Island 2 and then Tales from Monkey Island. Unfortunately, there's 2 games that aren't available on Steam that didn't get re-releases yet, and that was The Curse of Monkey Island and Escape from Monkey Island, and so I don't really have an easy avenue to play those. I could probably find my old copies, but I would just be playing a rather old looking version of it, and I'd kind of wait, rather just wait and hope that with LucasArts being owned by Disney, they might be able to license it back to Double Fine, and Double Fine might be willing to do it, or they I don't think they'd give it to Telltale because the Telltale wouldn't want to do remasters. They'd want to do remakes. They already did one remake, and that's what Tales of Monkey Island is. ZeniMax is sort of unsurprisingly suing Samsung over the Gear VR headset because it uses the Oculus Rift technology. So ZeniMax had already sued Oculus Rift and had some success there, so they now are going to just move to anybody that they license to and try to get as much money as possible. Let's try that again. And let's see. Reload this page just to see if there's any chats on the chat bar. They should just load up in the Chrome browser, but I'm not sure about that. This is going to be a little bit of a weird episode if nobody gets online. I can't really blame too many people if they didn't see it. Personally, I saw an email saying that I was going live after I checked my email, but I did not see a notification through the YouTube app. And I feel like part of the problem is that YouTube's servers and their systems are just not fast enough for some of this stuff. And I don't know what I could really do with that, as I could start a live stream, wait a few minutes, end the live stream, start it again, and just demand an announcement, but the announcement may never come. So,
Job's done.
like, I could just waste more time there. Like I said, I don't have a lot of news, so if we just go through all of this and I can get 2 of the quests done by the time I'm done with news and nobody's online, then that'll just be the end of this live stream. That would really suck, and I really did want to try to make good. Like, there was an entire new person that got on the chat after I stopped being able to see it, and Loki was quite comedically a good comedic timing on his part. He was screaming in the chat, and I couldn't see any of it until afterwards. And he's like, "Come on, I'm here, please play me." And I'm like, oh man, I feel so bad about that. And 2 weeks in a row I've basically done that to him. This is the guy that goes dormant, but you have to play 4 cards to bring him back. This seed dormancy plant is really interesting. Loki has it in his deck. I don't have it, unfortunately. Moving on with news. Minecraft is going to patch its parrots so that you're no longer able to feed them chocolate chip cookies, I assume. I doubt they're going to patch it in such a way that the parrots die when they eat the chocolate chip cookies, because in the real world, if you feed chocolate to parrots, they probably will die. And so it was a big deal, the public outcry that came out. It's like, don't teach little kids who are playing Minecraft to give chocolate to parrots or birds. In sad news, sadder than dead pet birds, veteran programmer developer John Tesson has died of pancreatic cancer. He's most known for working on EverQuest 2. So he's one of those older generation programmers, I would say, in the sense that that's to say he worked on some early PC games. Not he's not a Cliff Bleszinski, for example, who's rather young, or most programmers who are moderately young. He's more like Gabe Newell or the head of Double Fine. Older generations of programmers, they were doing PC gaming when it was very much at the beginning of its life, and very much a different thing. Now PC gaming, well, that's done. I'm glad for that. It used to be PC games were a lot of point-and-click adventure games, a lot of doing things that really wouldn't work on a console. It was a lot of like, this won't work on a console, this will never come on a console, controller won't work. Command and Conquer, which I just got on sale, Red Alert 3 up to the newest ones, I think. Not that I'll be playing them anytime soon, I can tell you that those games are too long. StarCraft, another good example. It's just, you can't really play those with a controller, and ooh, I already had one of those, so I'm gonna get 100 dust. That's nice. See, that's the beauty of almost having a complete collection of classic cards now, is if we just look at classic cards in crafting mode, then start at the very beginning, it's pretty much just legendaries, and I have practically 2 of everything otherwise. I suppose at some point, if I do have all the legendaries, I should just come back and get the things that I don't have 2 of, because there is a decent number now that I'm seeing that I only have 1 card of. But depending on whether the game wants to give me random duplicates or new cards, I don't know if the pity timer in opening cards takes any of that into accounting, and it probably doesn't. There's been no indication that it does. But I don't even have that many basic cards, that many legendary cards nowadays. It still takes 1600 dust. So that got the Tavern Brawl done. Now I just need to play with the Mage and Secrets, and we can get those done, not probably in the same, but in short amount of time regardless. Ghost Recon Wildlands Fall of Ghosts will be out at the end of the month. Probably not a game for me, but I'll announce it out there anyways. The Thief Studio boss has mocked the reports of the series revival in a tweet, basically saying, quote, "Forget it."
You asked for it.
So I seriously doubt that there will be a Thief game, but that is a rather odd way to respond to it too. Usually you would like to test the market out and tease it and say, we have no new announcements at this time, is the standard line. But to come out directly and say forget it is actually quite refreshing, because we have had a series of games that have been released or announced and never come out. For example, Half-Life 3, the most famous, Good vs. Evil 2, what are some other ones? Well, if I start really trying to think of it, there's a long list of games that are in development but never really gonna come out, and they get teased forever, and they just never are gonna happen, and you know they're never gonna happen. So it's kind of silly to
Can I light your
to
fire?
pretend like it is. Let's see.
Chill out.
Just go ahead and do that. Of course, this might also be the perfect way to deny something that's really happening, is just to say, haha, not really happening. That's if you were truly trying to lie about something, that would be the right way to lie. So maybe the Thief Studios boss is just a really good liar. Probably should have silenced that guy, but whatever.
Cooking time.
Just straight up deny it and make fun of it. If we do see a Thief game ever come out in line with the movie, the Thief movie that's in development, that would be really, really interesting for him to have to come back and say, no, I lied. I totally lied. Or try to make up a lie to explain why he didn't lie. Let's see. Freeze a minion and deal 1 damage to the ones next to it.
Cooking time.
Job's done.
Steam is trying to tackle what they call fake games. Games that nobody really plays, but then they get trading cards out there, and then people who are obsessed with increasing their level through making badges, through getting trading cards, end up buying a bunch of garbage games. Fake games is what they call them. Deal 2 damage. Add an elemental.
Job's done.
If this guy stays alive next turn, I can play this. I could also play this. I can't play all 3 or 2 of them, unfortunately. So they're adding this metric, kind of what they're calling a confidence metric, that says until they've seen evidence that real people, let's see, that real players have actually purchased and played the game, it's not going to drop, it's not going to drop trading cards at all, which might backfire, certainly, if you're one of those people trying to get trading cards, and all of a sudden this game that says it has trading cards in it, this is how I'm taking it's going to work, just isn't giving anybody trading cards. I could see a lot of comments on a lot of discussion panels where it's like, why I've been playing this game for hours and hours and I haven't gotten a single trading card drop. Why? And then what is the game developer going to say other than, well, nobody else is playing this game yet, that's why.
You want it? I got it.
Let's see.
Can I light your fire?
Let's go ahead and kill this one for protection. They could certainly have gone crazier with it to get rid of the fake games, but in general I would prefer they just fix it by not
I will enjoy.
limiting the number of friends based on your player level, based on badges, based on trading cards. The entire system is just a scam to make people spend money and buy microtransaction items, and it's really scummy that this is what Valve does to make money. I'm gonna go ahead and lose this guy and this. And man, the vibrator on my phone, because I have a timer that goes off every 25 minutes, is so loud. So loud. I don't know if other people can hear it on the stream, but It's going off right now, and boy is it loud. Hey, that worked. I'm surprised that worked, but it worked. Probably should have... Nah, I could have killed this, and that's about it. Harvest Moon Light of Health is coming to PCs, so it's directly going to compete with Stardew Valley. So I would say wave goodbye to your beloved Stardew Valley if you're a fan of it, because I can't see Nintendo not being able to just overspin their way into winning against it. Plus, it will have the actual characters and animation style and everything that would have been copyright infringing for Stardew Valley to do, since it's based off its nostalgia for Harvest Moon. All of that will look exactly like Harvest Moon, I would assume. So Stardew Valley has created a market for somebody else. That's often what they say in economics, is be the second person to a market and you'll make all your money, because all the research and development will have been done by the first person. It's also coming to the Nintendo and the PlayStation, which is to say it's not coming to the Microsoft system, so they're definitely targeting more and more people to in Japan than in the United States, where the Xbox is still slightly more popular than the PlayStation, not to get into a fight. Well, that's going to be it for this first recording. Stay tuned if you're watching live. I'm going to check the chat on all three sources just to make sure nobody has actually chatted. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell to get notifications, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me with YouTube, tells them my videos are worth watching. If you want to friend or follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, or Battle.net here, which is now just called Blizzard, whatever. All those links are down below in the description box, so please click those. And particularly if you want to play me today, send me friend requests, I'll accept them. And that's about it. So thank you for watching. Have a good evening.